Hello friends, this is Professor Mr. Abhijit Anand Aivare, lecturer at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Bhayandar. In this video, we are going to study about remaining portion of the subject, in chapter number 5th of the subject IME. The 5th chapter is temperature measurement. In the last video, we had studied about the construction diagram of the bimetallic thermometer. Then we had studied about the advantages, disadvantages and uses of the bimetallic thermometer. After that, we are going to study about the thermistor for a temperature measurement. In this topic, we had covered about the electrical connection of the thermistor. Then we had studied about the advantages, disadvantages of the thermistor. Then we had studied about the RTDs, advantages, disadvantages. And now we are going to study about the thermocouple. So let's start. A thermocouple is a sensor are commonly used, are also called as a thermocouple, shortly written as a TC. A thermoelectric sensor are the commonly used in which are also called as a thermocouple, shortly written as a TC. Okay, a thermocouple is nothing but the two dissimilar metallic wire connected at their end. So, if the one end is hot and another one is end is cold, then due to the temperature variation, there is a production of the electromotive force, that is a EMF. Okay, the function is it is a temperature transducer. It develops an electromotive force, that is a EMF, which is in the function of the temperature between hot junction and the cold junction. It is able to measure a moderate and the high temperature. When two dissimilar metallic wire are joined, suppose one is a aluminum and another one is a copper. If the two dissimilar metallic wire are joined together to form a closed circuit, as shown in the figure, the two junction point where they meet each other, that means J1 and J2. Now, if one of the two junctions, one junction is heated, then current is flow in the circuit due to the temperature difference. If the one junction is too hot and another junction is cold or at normal temperature, then the current flow in the circuit, which can be detected connecting galvanometer. Here is a galvanometer for the current detection. The current is due to the EMF developed across the two terminals. कैसे होता है? Suppose यहाँ पे दो dissimilar metallic wire है, one wire है aluminum की, another one is a copper. So both are the dissimilar metallic wire are connected at two ends, that is a J1 and J2. Now the one junction keep in the heating, so that one junction is hot and another junction is cold or at the normal temperature. If one junction is hot and another is cold, then there is a temperature difference, and due to the temperature difference there is a development of the electromotive force, that is a EMF. Due to this EMF, the current is flowing through the thermocouple. The detection of the flowing of the current is shown by the galvanometer. When there is no any current, then galvanometer shows a null deflection, that is a zero deflection. But if the current is flow through the galvanometer, that pointer is vibrate. Okay. Now two junctions are shown as a J1 and J2 of temperature T1 and T2, as shown in the figure. A thermocouple is thus a self-generating transducer as its EMF, that means the voltage, when there is a temperature difference between the two junctions. There are some laws of thermocouples for the thermocouple, following as a different effect on which the temperature of the thermocouple is based. The first one is the Seebeck effect, another one is the Thomson effect, then Peltier effect, laws of intermediate metals, and laws of intermediate temperature. In this subject, in this chapter, we are studied about the Seebeck effect, Peltier effect, slightly briefly. Okay. Now, the Seebeck effect. When two different metals are connected to form a two junction point, and if out of these two junctions, one junction is subjected high temperature and the other is subjected to the low temperature, that means a thermocouple, Then EMF is induced in these two, which is proportional to the difference in the temperature between these two junction. Okay, according to the Seebeck effect, when a two dissimilar metallic wire are connected to each other to form two junction at point J1 and J2, out of which a J1 is placed at a hot junction and J2 is at a cold junction. So due to the temperature difference, there is a production of the EMF, that is a voltage, and the value of the voltage is directly proportional to the temperature difference, that is a T1 minus T2. The Seebeck effect is when electricity is created between the thermocouple when the end of the subjected to the temperature difference between them. The Peltier effect occurs when the temperature difference is created between the junction by the applying a voltage difference across the temperature. अब पेल्टियर इफेक्ट हम थोड़ा सा बाद में देखेंगे, पहले उसके थॉमसन इफेक्ट देखेंगे. अ थर्मोकपल two different metals are joined together. If the temperature gradient exists along any one of or both the metal, then the junction EMF may be slightly altered. This effect is called as a Thomson effect. Now the Peltier effect. Two dissimilar metals forming a closed loop, and it is in the if the current is forced to the flow through it, then one junction is heated and another comes in the cool. Now the Peltier effect in the reverse phenomenon of the Seebeck effect. The electrical current flowing through the junction connecting two materials will emit or absorb the heat per unit time at the junction to balance the difference in the chemical potential of the two material. बराबर Seebeck effect के बराबर रिवर्स में पेल्टियर इफेक्ट हमें दिखाई दे रहा है. सीबेक इफेक्ट बता रहा है कि अगर दो डिसिमिलर मेटेलिक वायर को कनेक्ट किया जाए दो जंक्शन पे J1 और J2, अगर J1 जंक्शन को हॉट किया जाए और J2 जंक्शन को कोल्ड किया जाए तो उसकी टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस की वजह से उसमें EMF प्रोड्यूस होगा. और पेल्टियर इफेक्ट बता रहा है कि अगर दो डिसिमिलर मेटेलिक वायर दो जंक्शन पे ज्वाइंट है और उसमें से करंट फ्लो होता है तो डेफिनेटली एक जंक्शन हॉट है और दूसरा जंक्शन कोल्ड है. Okay, now the laws of intermediate metals. If between any 2 points there are a number of junctions appear but all at the same temperature, the EMF between these 2 points are independent to the intermediate metal. Laws of intermediate temperature. EMF for a couple with junction temperature T1 and T3 is the sum of the two EMF of two couples of the same metal having the junction temperature T1 and T2 and T2 and T3 respectively. Now, before studying the power meter, first we are going to study about the advantages, disadvantages and application of the thermocouple. The first advantage is it's a compact and simple in construction. Costly नहीं है, inexpensive है, simplicity in using, very stable, easy to understand, no bridge circuit required, good reproducibility, possess a long transmission distance, accuracy is good, approximately plus minus 0.2 to 0 plus minus 0.75%. Temperature range measurement is wide from minus 200 degrees Celsius to plus 3000 degrees Celsius. Wide varieties according to the requirement and demand. Can be designed for both standard and special application. High response speed. Calibration checking is very easy. Due to the electrical output, digital readout or and control signal is possible. These are the advantages of the thermocouple. Now there is some disadvantages like need expensive accessories for the control application. Thermocouple तो expensive नहीं है लेकिन accessories बहुत expensive आती है. Temperature span are not as narrow as in the RTD field system transducer. The whole chances of the stray voltage picks up. They give a little response for a low temperature measurement below 30 degrees Celsius. For the protection of connecting leads, metal conduct housing is must. Required compensation for a 0 degree Celsius referring temperature maintained. Relatively small change in junction voltage with a temperature. For amplifier is required. Temperature voltage relationship is not linear. It requires insulating covering in the some applications. Now the applications. What is the applications of the thermocouple? Firstly, in a small or a big industries, as well as a furnace temperature measurement for measuring in a cryogenic range is suitable for a flow measurement also. These are the applications of the thermocouple. Now let's move towards the pyrometer. The transducer for measurement of the temperature studied for so far, that is the thermistor, thermocouple, pressure thermometer, requires the thermometers to be in a contact with a body whose temperature is required to be measured. This indicates that the device must be capable to withstand that much very high temperature. But there is a limit to withstand capability, otherwise it may melt at a very high temperature. To solve this problem, a very high temperature measurement non-contact methods of sensing the temperature are useful. Similarly, the moving bodies whose temperature are to be measured, non-contacting means of temperature sensing will not be convenient. The solution for this is a pyrometric technique without physical contact. A pyrometer works to measure a temperature by heat radiation of the body without connecting the body. Instruments of such categories capable of measuring temperature by heat radiation from the body are grouped in the temperature measuring instrument by the name prometers. Now the types of the pyrometer. There are three types of the pyrometers. First is a totally radiation pyrometer, another one is a partially radiation pyrometer, and third one is a infrared pyrometer. The total radiation pyrometer, this is sensitive to all radiation that enters in the instruments. Now partial radiation pyrometer, as per name implies, sensitive to radiation for a particular wavelength. Infrared, that is the IR pyrometer. They employ infrared portion of the spectrum by use of the thermal detector to measure temperature on the surface of the body. Okay. So in this way our fifth chapter is completed now. Thank you so much.